Hello, and once again, good afternoon, good day to each and every one of you. I'm Shon, your host. Welcome to the I'm Dealing With broadcast. Today, we're going to be talking about this topic is pretty sensitive. It's going to be very, very sensitive, okay? So we're just going to get right into it. Hope everyone is having a good day. Have had a good Monday. We're going to do this right here. And this topic is dealing with what causes a man to be thought of as unmanly if you really want to go there, what is it that men do that, whether it's ladies or other men think that they look at as unmanly? And I tell you what, we've got some guys have told the truth, okay, who've told the truth about some of the things that they do or that they enjoy doing that other people may think of as unmanly, right? So for you men, I'm sure many of you have things that you do that others think of as unmanly. So we're just going to talk about some of those. So I know one of the things that I know I do, I'm just going to be honest with me, is I do voices. I make, crazy voices. And point 1 and 2, this particular gentleman talks about that you guys ready for this? You guys ready? Here we go. That he enjoys talking to cats and talking to dogs like in a cute voice, And some of us, we do the same things when we're dealing with kids. So don't act like we don't do this. But he talks to the cats and dogs in a cute voice and what have you. And that's just kind of what he does. And I know for me, like even when I'm talking to my grandchildren, I do all these voices. Yeah, I do it. Okay, it's just what it is. When you're talking to babies, oh my God, oh, you're so cute. You do it. We do it, right? So let's just be honest. There's some of the men we do. So and sometimes things of that sort can be thought of as unmanly. I tell you what, there's another one that another person says that they do, and they enjoy taking ballet classes. Interesting, huh? Ballet. And I can just see and hear some men all across the world that are listening to this going, man, that's completely unmanly. That's very feminine. Well, to some that may be, but to others it's an outlet. Like some of you may go to the weight room, may go to the gym. You may even go to two-step cowboy dancing. You may be involved in break dances, maybe involved in plays. Well, this particular gentleman enjoys going to ballet classes. And to be honest with you, I mean, there's nothing wrong with learning different forms of art. Some men out there, they actually paint, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Being involved in plays and being, as we say, is called a thespian, man of the arts. Okay. Again, thespian. Okay. So man of the arts. So anyway, ballet classes, that's number 3. I don't know if, I do this because I'm not going to be honest with you. I know I don't do this. But this particular person loves being involved with bath bombs. And for you men who don't know, women know, if you're listening, women know exactly what I'm talking about. Be like, I can't believe my man might be doing that, But there are some men that love that they actually prefer taking a bath versus a shower. That doesn't necessarily make them unmanly at all. Some of them just enjoy. They like going to, Bed Bath and Body Works. Let's just use that as an example. And finding things that they can put in their bath water, to make it more soothing, more relaxing, more of whatever that is. Okay. So that's just one of the things that this particular man likes doing. So again, bath bombs. I don't know if that's for me, but if my wife is doing that for me and I'm getting I'm all for it. I'm cool. But does that necessarily mean I'm going to Bed Bath and Body Works to go pick out that stuff? Maybe not. Okay, I mean, that again, that's me. No shade on anybody else who does do that or indulge in that area, but that's just not what I do. Okay, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Here's another one, and I think we are all kind of involved in this one right here, and it can be looked at in some form or manner as unmanly. But to be honest with you, 90%, no, 95% of men do this all the time. Interior design. This person enjoys doing interior design. And for many people, that can be looked at as unmanly. But the truth of the matter is, for you men, if you have a car, there's a certain thing that you picked out in your car that was a certain way, the leather, the color of the interior, the color of this. Maybe you have a theater room, a man cave that you have specified to look a certain way. And to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with any of that. So for somebody to be an interior designer, picking out the carpets, picking out the colors, picking out the flooring, hardwood, the tile, the laminate, the all the fixtures, the backsplash. Yes, I know about that stuff. Okay, so if you want to call me unmanly, fine, I'm guilty. Okay, it's what it is. But the point of it is there's nothing wrong with anybody who's involved in that area. And I know some people may think of it as unmanly, but the truth of the matter is, like I said before, many of us are men are actually involved in interior design in different aspects of our lives. Some of us is your office. Your office you've spec'd out to be a certain way. You spec'd out your cave, your man cave to be a certain way, your theater room, maybe your computer, you had to have a certain computer chair. And for those of you who content, you're part of you're a content creator. The place that you do all your video editing, maybe for instance, like this. Yeah, I had to decorate and look, I'm tearing my stuff up. You see that? Okay. But I had to, be my own little interior designer to do what this is. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the point of it is we're all guilty of this interior design thing. So I don't think this is unmanly at all. My opinion. Okay. All right. But anyway, we all do a little bit of that, the interior design. This next one, I can honestly say I don't do this only because I'm not a gamer. But this one is being involved in Sims. And for those of you that know, that game, The Sims, where you're creating like a virtual reality homes and you have all these avatars, you're building interior, you're doing all these different things. There's a whole lot of people who love doing this. And I mean, they get a kick out of it, and it's a good game. It's a good breakthrough for them. It's a good relaxing way to deal with other people and what have you. And they enjoy this. Nothing wrong with it. I don't do it because I don't spend that much time on games. But there's nothing wrong with it, man. There's nothing wrong. So if you're involved in the Sims and stuff, kudos to you. I think another one. I tell you what, I'm gonna be a problem. Okay, I'm really gonna be a problem with some of this stuff. And the reason why I'm gonna be a problem because I'm just lazy when it comes to certain things, even though I should do it because it saves me money, and I just don't do it. So this particular gentleman is involved in couponing. I can hear it right now. That is like a woman's thing. You know what? Honestly, when it comes down to saving money and you're on a budget, let's put it this way. You don't even have a budget. You don't, because there's no budge. You just have a jit. Okay, a jit. Saving couponing, using coupons to save money, clipping coupons. Some people are into super couponing and what have you. There's nothing wrong with that. For many people, have their own hobbies of what they like to do, whether it's crafting, woodworking, or whatever the case may be, whereas others are really into couponing. This is their hobby. This is their way of life, per se. And there's big money to be saved in couponing. And this particular gentleman says, hey, I'm just going to come out with my hands up and say, hey, I enjoy couponing. And There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, but others look at that as more of a feminine type of thing to do. I look at it as a smart person trying to save money, okay? However, I'm just lazy when it comes to that. I mean, I'll have a coupon and I was like, oh, yeah, for instance, okay, for most of us, I'll talk to some of us. Let's talk about me first. Best Buy, Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight. That's where I'm at, and the reason I'm using those as examples because I will see or run into or have coupons for some of these different places for things I'm interested in. Oh, and the other one's Costco. But what happens is I end up at these places and I forget to bring the coupons because I forgot to cut them or clip them out. Or I end up, for instance, at Harbor Freight and I knew I had a coupon and realized it expired like a month ago because I was too lazy to just check up on this stuff. Again, my bad, right? Okay. So anyway, so that item is couponing, all right? And I don't have a problem with this one either. I do some of it, but not all of it. This one is a combo platter. Okay, it's a combo platter. This is number 8. This is cooking, baking, and gardening. Right, cooking, baking, and gardening. And I know a lot of chefs that are bad. Matter of fact, I have a friend of mine who I grew up with. Who has his own kitchen and things of that sort, who's becoming a chef. I have another one of my best friends out in the Indianapolis area. What's up, Sid? Okay, and Cedric out there in Indianapolis, who's a master chef, who's got his own thing going on. And I don't look at that as effeminate at all, because there's nothing wrong with a man that can throw down. Even I can cook. I was taught, my mom was like, look, you're going to learn to bring something to the table when you get married. You're going to learn to be able to cook. You're going to learn to be able to do your own, wash your own laundry. You're going to learn how to be able to clean the house. So, because you don't want to marry somebody just to do those things. You want to be able to bring something to the table. So, and you're going to be one of my lazy sons. That was my mom. That's just what that is. So this whole cooking, baking, now I don't bake. I just, yeah, I always worry about, how a brownie might, not do right, or a cookie might not do right, cakes. I eat all that stuff. I enjoy those that can tear it up. Ooh, throw down on a good peach cobbler. Whew, Lord Jesus. That's it. Game over. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoy eating those things. But you miss one little ingredient. It's a wrap, right? And then gardening. And I won't say that I enjoy like gardening, like a serious green thumb. But I tell you what, it's very relaxing when I do it. It's very relaxing, whether it's putting flowers in the ground, trees, whatever the case may be, whether you're pruning, different things of that sort. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. I think it's all a beautiful thing, So again, for many, they enjoy this. It's not for some people. It's not even it's not what they do for a living, but it's something that they enjoy on a daily basis because it's relaxing to them. So that's number 8, the cooking, baking, and gardening. Yeah, this next one, number 9. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one too. Doing a facial cleanse. If it's being done to me, cool. But I'm not going to the spa to go have it done. And then for me, I'm not personally going to go grab a whole lot of products and do like a whole facial a facial cleanse and scrub. That's just me. I'm not. But I know a lot of men. I have some relatives who are men who are very concerned about their skin and skincare and things of that sort. And they're highly into that. It's not considered unmanly at all. Okay. So you either care or you don't. And I'm one of those who I'm in the middle. It's the fact that I don't care. It's just what it is. Mm. Um. Okay. I don't want anybody to look at this wrong, but yeah. This one is. I'm just gonna throw this one out there because this is what was given to me. So yeah, buckle your seatbelt on this one. This is going to the restroom and sitting while peeing. A couple ways to look at that. Now, it's one thing to go and you're doing a number two, and you happen to pee while you're doing the number two. I get it. It's just part of what that is, right? But just going to the bathroom to sit and pee. Yeah, y'all hit me in the comments. DM me, hit me in the comments on this one, and let me know what your thought is on that one. Not my cup of tea. Maybe it's yours. Maybe you know some people who are like that. But yeah, I stand and do my business when it comes to that. But I only sit down for two. Okay, stand for one. I sit for two. All right. But that's just you. Yeah. That's just what that is. Okay. Moving right along. We're gonna move right along. Next one, number 11 is crossing my legs. How many of you cross your legs, men? How many of you actually cross your legs? Some people actually sit, legs kind of wide open, maybe legs together, whatever. Honestly, I actually sometimes, I sit and chill. Then when I really get comfortable, man, sometimes, especially when I got a cup of coffee in my hand, yeah, I will sit, whether I'm at a Starbucks, a coffee shop, or maybe my own spot, and yeah, I'll cross my legs and just kind of kick back and kick it. Now, if somebody thinks that's unmanly, well, that's too darn bad. That's just how I get down sometimes. That's just my relaxing way to kick it. All right. So, yeah, if you cross your legs and you think that's maybe, unmanly, or maybe some of these other topics you may think of unmanly, hey, feel free to hit me in the comments or DMs or whatever the case may be. And let me know your thoughts on that. All right. So again, that's number 11, crossing your legs. This is a good one. Because I'm guilty. Rocking out to Disney songs. There's plenty of men who actually do that. Rock out to Disney songs. I tell you what, I do it, and here's why. I have grandchildren, and even when before my children, my biological children, before they were grown and had children of their own, I knew every song that they listened to. Why? Because I was in the room. We didn't have 10,000 TVs all over the place, and you could shut your door in your own room and do all that. That's not how we came up. It's just what it is. I think we had one or two TVs. I think wife and I had one in the bedroom, and we had one in the main room down in the family room. And so if the kids were down there in the family room, that's where the adults were. That's just what that is. We paid attention to what our kids watch and what they listen to. So yeah, I throw down on Disney songs. I did. That's just what that is. Y'all got that haterade. Oh well, that's just how I get down. All right. So again, that was number 12. We're back once again. I'm Shon, your host. Let's get right into number 13. Number 13. This one is pretty. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I really don't. And again, it depends on your style, what you like to do. Okay, so number 13 is dealing with like pumpkin spice, like latte, right? Pumpkin. I mean, especially during the holidays, right around Thanksgiving, a lot of that stuff is really kicking all over. I mean, every major coffee shop is kicking off, some type of pumpkin spice something. Whether it's a latte, there's some type of pumpkin spice bread or whatever the case may be. Some people seem to think that this is considered unmanly. For me, I'm not a pumpkin spice person per se, but I will say this much. I enjoy a good latte, caramel macchiato, a venti mocha, whatever that is. And if some people think that's unmanly, well, guess what? I'm guilty of that one too. All right. So this one, um, number 15. This one is manicures and pedicures. If you're a man and you actually get your hands and nails done, whether you do it yourself or you actually go somewhere and actually have that done, yeah, hit me up in the comments and let me know what your thought process is behind manicures and pedicures, because I know without a shadow of doubt, women do look at a man's hands. They do. They do. They look at, number one, you're wearing a ring or your watch or whatever it can be, but they look at a man's hands, and you don't want to have grubby hands. But sometimes, other women think if your hands are too cute, then there's a problem there, right? And then with the pedicures, man, sometimes, let's be honest, some of our feet, men, oh my God, yeah, we got them pterodactyl feet, some of us, right? We got them claws. I mean, them puppies is kicking. Shoe, you slide in the bed with no socks on. Shoe, you shredding up the sheets, right? It's what it is, because they talk about us, right? They talk about how bad, our feet, look, and our nails, especially when you have grease and stuff all up under your nails and fingernails and under the cuticles and all that. Yeah, I'm using those terms. Like, yeah, I know about those terms. But anyway, needless to say, so many men actually go and get a manicure and pedicure. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think that's considered unmanly. I don't think it's feminine. There's a way, some people do a whole lot of things that are feminine, right? I think it's just the way and how things are done, and for me, I personally don't go anywhere to have any of this stuff done. Okay. So, I mean, usually I'll pull out the nail clipper and all that kind of stuff and go to town myself. So, that's just what that is. All right. We're going to move right along. Man. Okay. Yeah. Guilty on this one. 16. Yeah. Shaving, not just your face, whether it's your arms, your legs, manscaping, gentlemen, guilty. I'm guilty. In all those areas, because I know everybody's different. Some people are bodybuilders, so, and this goes along with the same thing. What I'm about to say is waxing, because some people, I've never done that. I don't want the pain. Okay, but some people are involved in, they get their bodies waxed, your arms waxed, or their legs waxed, their different areas waxed, because of either the sport that they're involved in, or there's a certain type of look they're looking for when, especially if you're on the beach and all that kind of stuff. Some people just don't want to look like Harry and the Hendersons. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, yeah, I'll zoom in. Eventually you'll be able to see this. I'm messing up some stuff right here, right? So I'll zoom in. So yeah, I got a lot of hair on my arms and stuff like that. Yeah. And which is, goes without saying, my legs and stuff too. So sometimes I just gotta take some stuff off. Imagine going to the beach and it look like you got a sweater on your legs and your arms, and yeah, that's not cute. I'm just gonna be honest. That's not a good look. Not for me. Some women might say, "Hey, it's cool. That's kind of manly." That's And then when you shave, sometimes some women actually think that is feminine, whereas some women are like, "Oh, I'm glad you shaved that off." So I guess it really depends on because as I know, perception is everything, and everybody's got an opinion. Okay, so if you're involved, if you actually like doing that, let me know what your thoughts are. Matter of fact, you can talk about all these different points and let me know what your thought process is. Okay. 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 The next one is watching like HDTV, all that kind of stuff. Do you think that stuff is unmanly? I don't. I watch it. I watch a lot of those shows. I don't care if it's a cooking show, a decorating show, a building show. I mean, because it's so much stuff that I've actually watched on a lot of these shows that I've learned how to do what I do. And sometimes I might have something in my brain that's just kind of spinning, you know. And I know many men, we think about a lot of things. It doesn't matter if it's building, mechanical, maybe it's a math problem, whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's a thought, it's a vision, or whatever the case may be. And you're just trying to figure some things out. And then you watch a show, whatever that show is. Y'all know what that show is, okay? And you watch a show, and all of a sudden it brings to life the vision that was in your head, or helps you out where you were stuck. And for me, sometimes like a HGTV show and some of these other building shows are like that for me, even if it's dealing with decorating. Yep, because I do like switching stuff up. For those of you who have watched even this, if you watch the podcast or listen to the podcast, I was on an audio platform. And then from there, in the audio platform, I started, in the backseat of my utility vehicle. Then from that, then I went into, I was at my desk. Then from that, then I changed. I went to my closet. And then from that, then I went into being out, then I built this thing around here. And then all of a sudden you saw the big long desk that I had that had the 4 mics on it. Then I switched it again. Then I went to the 2 chairs, and then here we are now, because I always had this vision. And sometimes there's things that I see. It's like, that's what's in my head right there. That's what's in my head. So for me, a lot of these shows actually work. It works. So let's get into some good stuff. Some people seem to think that this one right here is very unmanly. And this person, actually many persons have said that they do this. And this one is talking about their feelings. Some people can just be in their feelings like all the time. Like kind of like a whiner, in their feelings all the time. But in this case, I understand the scope of where this is coming from. And this is coming from a gentleman / a couple men who don't mind talking about how they feel to others and or their significant other. Meaning, for instance, if you hurt my feelings, or if you did something that caused me to be angry, disappointed, or upset, most men really don't say a whole lot. Sometimes just, I'm out, whatever, or they walk away from the problem or don't want to discuss the problem. Whereas in this category, these men are willing to say, hey, you know what? That right there, I didn't like that. And here's how you made me feel. I didn't like how you may have lied here and this hurt me. I didn't like how you didn't do for me here and this hurt me. I didn't like how, if you're going to take $20 out of my wallet, you at least should have said something, because I was at the store trying to get something. And you understand where I'm going with this? And especially if you're in any type of significant relationship, men, I'm talking to you, you need to be able to express how you feel, because I'm telling you right now, women will always tell you how they feel. Even if they're wrong, they will tell you how they feel. And you need to tell them how you feel as well. Because if you don't tell them, they'll never know. Or what they will do is they will start holding you accountable, because they're saying, you don't tell me nothing. You don't ever share anything with me. You don't ever tell me how you feel. You don't tell me if I look good. You don't tell me if I'm cute. You don't tell me that if you really love me or not. They will always tell you what you're not sharing. But what you're not supposed to do is just wear your heart on your sleeve all day long, or like walk around with a chip on your shoulder. That's a no-no. Don't do that. But there's nothing wrong with talking about your feelings. That's not unmanly to me. It's being a whiner, like, oh my God, I can't do this, and oh my God. Yeah, that's a little but really saying, hey, look. Or let's say you're talking to your bro, whoever your bro is, not necessarily your brother, but your bro, your boys. And say, hey man, Jeff, look, you're my boy, you're my dog. But yeah, next time, man, when you call me, man, when you at least do this, that, and the other. Stop calling me that name. I don't like that name. Come on, man. You know my name. I'm not going to be a punk about it, but I'm just, my name, right? You understand what I'm saying? There's a way of doing things, but there's nothing wrong with sharing your feelings. All right. So guys, please adopt this if you're not doing it, because trust me, if you're in any relationship of significance, the person that you're with wants to know that you can share your feelings, right? Okay. Okay. It's another one I'm guilty of. I've been guilty of, fruity cocktails. So some of you have had, I know there's people that listen to this podcast. I've got people that are faith-based who don't indulge at all. I've got people who indulge just a little bit in mixed drinks and things of that sort and beer. Then I've got people who go all in. They find a reason to be a lush, right? And I get it. It's what this is. That makes us all individuals, right? But this one talks about the cocktail portion of it. So for those of you maybe that indulge at all in anything, in any type of cocktails, wine, such. My question to you is, do you indulge at all in anything fruity as far as, let's say, wine or a mixed drink, some type of cocktail or whatever the case may be, or you just straight up, hand me that fifth gin, or hand me that vodka, or I like a red, or I like whatever that is, or you just want it strong. I just want beer and that's it. What is it? Do you if you go to a spot, and especially if you go to some of these high-end restaurants, sometimes I'm sorry, they're not serving Modelo. I'm sorry, they're just not giving you Modelo. They're not giving you Old English 800. They're not giving you Schlitz malt liquor. They're not giving you MGDs or Coronas. But they only indulge in the higher end, your wines, and a lot of times your different types of drinks from the bar. So my question to you is, when you have these options, what do you order? Or do you just order water? Just question. All right, I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, next one, musicals. Do any men involved in musicals, and you enjoy going to musicals? I'm not a big musical person. What I mean by musical, like a play that's pretty much they singing throughout the whole thing. Not my thing. But I tell you what, if I'm with somebody who enjoys that, you might want to adopt that. You just might want to adopt something that they like. Here's why. Eventually, you're going to be a part of something, or want to be a part of something that you would love for your significant other to be a part of, even if they're not a fan of it, right? And you want to be able to spend that quality time with that significant other, whoever that is. Only you know who that is. I don't care. Now, I mean significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, son, daughter, whatever that is, whoever that significant person is to you, you're going to want to spend some time with them doing something that you enjoy doing. And if you've never tried to spend time with them doing something that they enjoy doing, the response you may get might not be the best. Okay, might not be the best. So it'd be very advantageous. Yeah, the big word. Advantageous for you to adopt that process. All right. Yeah. This is weird, but I don't think it is, because I've been guilty of this one, especially early teen into my young adult life, in which it was then passed down to my children when I had my first child. And that is fluffy animals. I know. I can just see the comments already. Are you serious right now, boy? Yeah, seriously, fluffy animals. And what I mean by that is stuffed animals. Stuffed animals. I had this, I was in I had gotten sick. I think I had, I don't remember if it was chickenpox or whatever. I think it was like at the age of 18. It was crazy. Really? Yeah, chickenpox at the age of 18. And I remember getting this this little raccoon. I had this raccoon pretty much all the way up until my first child. And I think that was right around 25, 26, something like that. And I ended up passing it on to my son. But yeah, I had that. That was, and sometimes it was there. I would be knocked out and that puppy be sitting on the other side of the bed, but that was me. I did it. I didn't think, to me, it was unmanly. It was just what it was. It just brought back a lot of memories of old times, good times, And sometimes, you have a lot of things in your life that you hold on to because it reminds you of a day and time when you had no responsibilities. You had nothing to do but go to school, get good grades. You didn't have to worry about paying bills, a mortgage, rent, being at work on time, getting laid off, getting fired, applying for a job, not applying for a job, trying to hold your job, driving to work. You didn't have any of that stuff. All you had to do was wake up, do your chores around the house, go to school, get good grades, and everything was provided, right? The good old days, right? Not the fact that these days aren't good, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to hit this last one. We're going to go here. Wearing a scarf. I think it goes without saying, a lot of us men will wear a scarf, and we don't have a problem, especially when it comes down to colder climates. Many of us, I'm not going to say of us, but many men live in colder climates. Everybody's not here in California. Some people are in Montana, Wisconsin. They're in the eastern seaboard. There are people living out in the Netherlands and Switzerland and the polar ice cap area who are going to be watching this video or listening to this podcast. And they're like, yeah, I wear a scarf all the time. And I don't think that's feminine at all. And I think in many ways, even when it's not completely cold, in a lot of ways, that's also a fashion trend. It is. It is. But anyway, but the point of it is many men do a lot of things that can be considered questionable to others. And many have a misconception or their own preconceived notions about what they think is feminine and what they think is manly. And the truth of the matter is, only you can really draw that conclusion within yourself of what works best for you. What works best for you as a man. And I would say this. Make sure that whatever you do, that it works best for you. Not just you, but you and your family, you and your significant other. If you're involved in any type of relationship, look at adopting some things that will be pleasing to your partner, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Pleasing to your mom, dad, sister, and brother. Okay, hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I'm Shon, your host, and I'm out.